a Protoss like it. And, more importantly, the fact that you're macroing on 3 bases is great, but the fact that you are in such a tight space, it's so hard for the Terran to get drops in, that is really nice, because Terrans are generally uncomfortable unless you're meching with letting the Protoss just kind of do their own thing.
Yeah, we need to switch into StarCraft 2, by the way.
Oh, yeah, it looks like we might have possibly the wrong overlay up.
There we go.
All right, we got the sick play-by-play, though. Pylon down in Naniwa's base. Supply depot for STC.
Tough stuff going on, man. Gotta get this covered.
Could change everything. Not walling off, though, is the STC. Of course, we have spoken of the vulnerabilities of that. Early Mothership Core Stalker can be very annoying to a Terran wall.
Yeah, definitely, like we were talking about that. But the STC is just going to go with that super fast supply depot as fast as possible, put up a refinery right next to it as well. I really wonder why people started to do this. Like, they could put it on the other side where they don't put the refinery, but they always tend to put the refinery wherever they put supply depot.
Yeah, maybe it's just I don't know, because it's not like the Zerg thing where you can put your spawning pool right by the gas and just kind of speed up the gas a little bit. It's just a burrowed supply depot. It's there. I don't know. I guess I don't know the logic behind it. The thought process of the Korean Terran is far beyond my own.
Yeah, I guess so. 14cc has gone down on this map, kind of a risky move, as we've talked about before with those oracles. Fast oracles definitely punish a 14cc very well as just some quick chrono boost on the gateways, and the mothership core can definitely start the ball rolling, which is why you see a 2 barracks follow-up most of the time, because they really need to start getting that marine count out as soon as possible after such a greedy expansion.
Yeah, we'll see if Naniwa does decide to, go for anything that might be able to punish the 14cc. Usually, though, Naniwa plays pretty conservative to get his Nexus up. Interesting pylon placement on the low ground there for Naniwa. I'm not sure exactly what that might be leading into. I haven't been watching Naniwa too closely. Ooh, planting another pylon. I feel we might see a hidden Stargate.
I feel like we're going to hit here... not here, a hidden something, but that proxy, or not proxy, that pylon at the natural, you usually see that up on the high ground right next to the ramp, so they have the position where it's not going to get sniped very easily by the Terran player, but they can still warp it on the low ground. And that's as good as, the high ground one, in my opinion, because it's still far back enough that they're not going to go up and quickly snipe it with a mid-game push. You really have to get back in there, go and snipe it, and it provides that low ground warp in.
Yeah, definitely much less vulnerable. Keep it a little bit safer. Naniwa changing up the meta a little bit with that. Looks like he's going to be going for 2 sentries. So this extra gas is going to be used toward defensive play used to hold the Nexus. Not going to be dumping it into Twilight Council or a Stargate. Usually the options that Protoss will go for off of one base if they're not getting a fast Nexus. But the SCV should be able to get the scout. Actually, STC does not turn it back.
Yeah, interesting choice right there. I guess he wanted to save it for later. He could come back with just another SCV and make sure that Nexus actually did go down. Mothership Core is on its way over. It's going to check the STC's side of the map. Has Naniwa scouted at all? No, he has not. He has no idea what the STC is doing, so the STC is getting away with a 3rd command center at 5 minutes.
Wow, STC is getting away with that. The Mothership Core is actually not even set to come over, at least not quite yet. If it does decide to go that way, it might be able to pick off the SCV building it at the very least, but no. Naniwa is being incredibly conservative with the scouting. It's almost like a PvP. Scout only for proxies and then just kind of do your thing until you can get either a hallucination or an observer. And these early sentries is exactly what that's for. We do see the hallucination coming out, but is he going to think to check the 3rd?
Yeah, that is just crazy in my opinion. Like, I guess he's banking on the fact that it won't be scouted for so long, because it's just, who would check over there for such a fast 3rd command center? That's always going to be in your main, usually. So it's going to be really up to this Phoenix to say, oh, maybe I should check that 3rd.
Yeah, we're gonna set to see if Naniwa gets the read. Seeing the 2 racks up before with a 3rd Rex being added on, you can pretty much tell it's a CC first build. And will the Phoenix just a little bit of life left? Is it going to turn towards the top? There's no reason for it to.
Yeah, he's never gonna think about it to make sure. That's gonna be one of those paranoid thoughts where like, oh, well, I guess he could, but you usually don't think of that when you played so many normal games. I imagine there might be some weird games that was faced by 90, but most of them are gonna be really, really normal, so you're not gonna check over there.
Yeah, we see Naniwa is going for an Immortal. 2 Immortals, as a matter of fact, the same style that we saw Puck go for. This could lead into Immortal drops, which actually could really take advantage of a fast 3rd CC, because there's not going to be a lot of army to spread around.
Right, and the fact that the third C is not in base means that he has more area to actually cover, which is going to be a lot more difficult. Now, the SCV count won't be too high at the third, so we can very easily lift it and only lose a few SCVs. He should just be pulling all those mules down there. You really, like, if there's anything secret that a Terran does, or they get a new expansion, of course, you do want to put all your mules into that and try to harvest it as fast as possible before they can discover it.
Yeah, try to get as much money as you can. Looks like it is the Sentry, just a Sentry Immortal attack here from Naniwa, which is very, very dangerous against a pure Marine force, because you're relying a lot on bunkers to keep those Marines alive, and some Stalkers here in the lower left going to pick off a few of those very valuable Marines. Naniwa not going to lose a Stalker, taking a lot of damage, though, and the thing about Immortals against Marines and bunkers is you just spend a lot of money on bunkers. It means you have less Marines, and Immortals punch through bunkers really quick. I mean, they do help, but look at this. Naniwa just going through the back.
Yeah, and he doesn't have any coverage. He can see the animations on the splash, but it goes down really, really quickly. He can have a very nice concave across these two bunkers. Finally does see it. Says, oh no, I need another bunker, but the first one goes down so fast with amazing force fields. Some SCVs being pulled off the line, but they all get trapped with another great set of force fields, and Nanny just might take it right here.
Oh, this is so tough. This is like a complete build order counter for the STC, going for that fast third, which Naniwa, by the way, is still not aware of, but it doesn't matter. He's coming in through the vulnerable side. He's going to time warp there to make sure the SCVs can't escape, and he can just walk right past this and go up the ramp, start camping the production. That is a death sentence for most Terran players.
Exactly, that is a death sentence. He's going up to 5 production facilities, and if those would actually have gotten into effect, they could have really helped out. Unfortunately, they are not. Stim has finished. That is one thing he has going. He did pull away from the bunkers, trying to get up that ramp. Does get up the ramp, but it doesn't have enough units. That's plain and simple.
Yeah, the Widowmine there did get a shot off. There is no observer, but it's just the one Widowmine shot, and it's unlikely it's going to be able to fire again as the rest of the units do get cleaned up. Naniwa more than doubling the STC supply right now as more Stalker warp-ins get into the main. And, you know, STC does have 3 command centers operating here, but he's just not going to be able to pick off this army if it keeps camping in production. Widowmine might fire again, though, possibly going to get a Stalker.
Yeah, I got one of the low health Stalkers, so not the most worthwhile Widowmine at all. Widowmines, of course, are going to go undetected, so maybe if he can camp around here for another, oh, I say 6 minutes, maybe able to take out every single unit just with Widowmines. Not sure what's going to happen, though.
Yeah, not quite. STC almost looking like that's what he might be counting on. If he can maybe pull, you know, every SCV he's got in combination, but no, it's not going to be enough. It's GG, and Naniwa is going to go up 1-0 as Complexity's the STC.
Yeah, that was really fast. That was very much just a, I'm going to do this, I'm going to walk forward, I'm going to kill you. I mean, there was no, like, waiting and positioning or anything like that going on.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of build order wins in MLG, at least myself, quite yet, but this looks to be one of them, man. I mean, it is possible for STC to hold it, but he's got to see it coming, and he's got to know where it's coming from. Coming in through the rocks there on the side for Naniwa really sealed the deal for him, but we're going to get into Game 2 after a short commercial break, guys. Get hyped for Game 2 between Naniwa versus the STC in just a moment.